Right, so we're carrying on with this paper. This is a genetic one. So you've got a condition called alkaptonuria. We'll call it ALKA for short. I hope I didn't butcher the pronunciation. Anyway, is an inherited condition caused by the presence of recessive alleles. Right, what's the definition of allele? Right, it's a different form of a gene. Basically what that means is you've got a gene here from mom, you've got a gene here from dad. They're to do with eye color. Right, these two genes both code, or let's do it that way then, code for eye color. So they are therefore alleles. That's what it is. So genes, the same gene, it codes for the same thing. It's a different form of the same gene. Right. Now the word, you've got recessive. There's two words that you've got to learn. Dominant and recessive. Right. Dominant means it is always, they use the word expressed or shown or comes out, or right, always expressed in a heterozygote. So a heterozygote is where you've got two different forms of the same gene, one of each. Hetero. If it's homozygote, you've got either that form or that form, where you've got two recessive or two dominant. Right, and with the dominant one, let me just get this right. That's your dominant. Now we need to write down the definition of recessive. An allele or a gene only expressed or shows itself or shows up in a homozygote. Homozygote or homozygous. Okay. So we can write here. So what I'm going to do is write the official version, right? An allele expressed only in the phenotype. Right, remember what we said about phenotype? We said that's when, how it appears, how it looks. And genotypes are the genes, how it looks or appears, yeah? An allele expressed only in the phenotype in a homozygous homozygous. So that's when you've got A. Yeah. Right, okay, let's move on. ALCA, we'll call it ALCA. ALCA is first diagnosed in children when it is noticed that they produce very dark urine and it turns black when exposed to air. Right, what they're saying is a man and a woman. Let's write it down here. Right, we'll do a Punnett square. We're going to do a Punnett square. Right, so this is the man, this is the woman. A woman and a man do not have it. A man and a woman do not have it. So a man and a woman do not have it. Right, so with this you're going to get AA, no alka, no alka, AA, no alka, AA, no alka, little a, alka. So this is where you're going to have that disease, alkaptonuria, alka. Right. So they do not have alkaptonuria. They have a child who has the condition. So this is the child that's got the condition. The woman and the man expecting a second child. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to transfer this diagram into, right, so we're going to say the parent genotype. So remember, this was the structure, parent genotype, and then you've got parent gametes, and then you've got offspring, what do you call it, offspring, you could say offspring genotype, and then you've got offspring, and you've got offspring phenotype. Right, so the parents had A. So the genes that they produced were that. Right, the kids either had AA, or AA. And the phenotype would be no condition, and you would, right, let's do another one to show the full. No condition, and then you've got alka. So it's in a ratio of 3 to 1. No alka, and you have alka. So you can go down that route, or you can go, I think it'd be better to learn this. Yeah, parent geno, parent gametes, offspring geno, and then offspring pheno. Remember what we said pheno was how it looks or how it expresses itself, and it's going to express itself as a as that condition. Right, okay, that's that done. Calculate that the probability that the second child is male and does not have the condition. So what you've got is you've got a second child is a male, so it's 1/2 and does not have the condition. So if you do half of 3/4 or 75%, you're going to end up with 3/8, which is, as a decimal, 0.375. If you do it on your calculator, and it should give 37.5%. They'll accept any of those. So remember, there's a half a chance of it being male, 3/4 chance that it's not going to have the condition. So you multiply those two probabilities. Right, okay. ALCA is caused by the body being able to break down amino acids. This leads up to the buildup of toxin that causes damage to joints and tendons and can lead to heart valve damage in later life. A new drug treatment can slow down the damage. Scientists selected 40 adults, so look, there's more than a few. You had two groups. One was a control group. Then we need to define or explain what a control group is. Right. It's simply the group of people in the trial who do not receive the drug. That's it. Right, there you go. Right, now we've got it's an evaluate. They've not broken it down for you. So now what we've got to do is look at this here. You've got your control group, and then you've got your drug group. Right. Number of patients starting the trial. So there was 20 people started it. 20 people started it. 3 dropped out, so you've only got 17 left. 4 dropped out. Right. There was no adverse conditions because no patients that died. 1 died, and 1 showed adverse side effects. Right, decreasing the time taken to stand up and walk 3 minutes, 3 meters in seconds. So the control group took very little time, they can walk quickly. The people with that condition, because of, what was it, weak tendons, joints, joints and tendons, because those are damaged, what happens is you can't walk as quickly. So look, it took 2.5 times as long. Increase in distance in meters walked in 6 minutes. Increase in distance. Right. What does that even mean? That requires a bit of thought. Let me think. Right. This is probably the placebo. Really, there should have been no increase in distance. But if there was, is people thinking, yep, I've got to prove that the drug works, and they're in the control group. But this is quite good, because what we're saying is the effect of having the drug on somebody who's got the condition, what it does is it increases it massively before and after the trial. So that's a good thing. But we now need to evaluate this. So first of all, is there a control group? So control group makes the study valid. Next one, there was an improvement in here. Can you see that bit? There's an improvement. There was an improvement in times for distance covered. Right, so that means that there's an improvement in quality of life, yeah? So they were able to stand up and walk further. Stand up quicker and walk further with the drug. So these are all positives. Right, now it's a valid point that they've said 40 adults here, but with the drug you need more. You really need hundreds, if not, if you can. Sometimes it's difficult to get more. So could have used a larger study sample or group of people, but you don't always right, for some reason not all finished and one died in the group, in the drug group. Right, there's no details given about the age of the participants, the gender, the health status, what health were they in, what condition were they in, health status before they started, you know, what their lifestyles are, do they smoke, lifestyle. So all these are not shown in the summary. Right, so remember, that's how you're gonna try to answer these. Pick up the positives. If you've got a control group, that's a good sign. That you can see the improvement. What improvements? They stand up quicker and they walk further. Right. For a new drug, it would have been better to have a larger sample. Not all the participants finished, and one actually died in the drug group. No details given about their age, gender, health status. Right, last one. Other scientists have suggested that eating fewer proteins. Okay. The problem with eating fewer proteins, it's essential for new growth. So proteins needed for growth and repair of body, yeah, of body cells. Right, you've also got patients may not know what foods contain proteins. So they might not be aware of how to improve the diet. And proteins are naturally, even in proteins are present in are present in plants and animal food. So you'd have to probably have more carbs and lipids. Right, okay, let's keep moving on. Right, okay. Right, discussion. Right, this is going to be an interesting one. Right, what we'll do, we'll put this on the next video actually. Right.